Hey guys, this is Andrew Brewer with Cry Like Brock Real Estate in Heber Springs. I've recently listed a lakefront lot, and that has sparked a lot of questions. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding shoreline, white line, red line, private dock permits, you name it. So I decided to make a short video to explain some of those to the people that haven't grown up here and aren't used to all of the unique situations that Greers Ferry Lake has as far as regulation goes, and also to talk about why we have those regulations. So I brought the Sea-Doo out so I can get some footage of some of the shoreline, and I'm going to go to a couple of different areas, and I'm going to explain some of this stuff for those of you that don't live or haven't grown up in Heber Springs. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I stopped right here. This is a really good representation of a low white line. Okay, and obviously some boat docks. You can see some houses in the background. Across the way there is a little bit higher white line. So what is a white line? I know a lot of you are probably asking that. The white line is the line that the Corps of Engineers has designated around the lake, and that line shows you where private property on the shoreline ends and Corps property begins. Okay, and why that's important to you as a homeowner or a person shopping for real estate is because beyond the white line you can't really do anything. You can't build any structures, you can't have any underground tanks or anything like that. There is one exception to that. There may be more exceptions, but the one exception that I know about beyond white line is a walking path permit. The Corps of Engineers will allow a walking path. The walking paths are in different spots, different variations of paths. The lot that I have has a 6-foot walking path. It meanders back and forth, so it doesn't give you like a straight shot up to where the house is going to be. It's kind of meanders back and forth to preserve the look of that shoreline. Okay, so that is the scoop on white lines. Let's move to a spot where we can talk a little bit more about red lines. All right, guys, behind me is a gentle sloping shoreline. You can kind of see it takes a while for the shoreline to go into the water. This is a good spot to talk about red line. Red line is elevation based. What that means is anything below 491 feet elevation is the flowage easement, is what the Corps of Engineers calls it. In layman's terms, it's basically a flood line. So anything below 491 could possibly be flooded at some point, and that's why that is elevation based, as opposed to the white line, which is not elevation based. Okay, so those are two different lines. You're mostly going to find red line in areas like this, where the slope just kind of gently goes into the water, and that's obviously the most affected by elevation. All right. Okay, so now that we have a little bit better of an understanding of white line and red line, we can talk about why those are there. So why will the Corps not let me cut trees all the way to the water? That's a question that I get from folks. Why can I not build a private dock? Why does the Corps not want to collect that hefty permit fee and stick that in their pockets and let me have my dock? And the short answer is shoreline preservation. Okay, in my opinion, that is what makes Greers Ferry Lake so awesome. You get beautiful shoreline like what you see behind me. You get to look at trees and cliffs and foliage, like I said earlier, instead of looking at everybody's houses. Now, there are some places in the lake that have low white line and you can see houses, and that's fine, but at least they're not everywhere, right? It's still absolutely beautiful out here. Another area really close to us that is like this is the Buffalo National River. What a great place. There's no houses on the side of it. There's no cabins everywhere, and that's what makes it magical. The shoreline is beautiful. The bluffs are beautiful. So I think this is an extremely unique lake for that reason, and that's what makes it awesome. So Greers Ferry may not be the lake for everyone, but it's definitely a lake that I can appreciate. And this lakefront lot that I have is going to let people enjoy this lake even more. I wanted to take an opportunity to show you one of my favorite spots in Greers Ferry and give you a couple of fun facts. So fun fact number one is that the highest recorded water level in Greers Ferry Lake happened in 2008, April. That was 486 feet, 486.3 to be exact. So that was dangerously close to the 491 red line that we spoke about earlier in this video. Yeah, came within a few feet of some of the local residences, but below 491 we're good. So one more thing, the Corps of Engineers had a master plan when they built the lake. They have modified that master plan and the shoreline preservation plan a couple of times. That is due to demand for things around the lake and just changing times. Obviously, they hadn't lost sight of the original vision for the lake, okay, and that is why you see it the way that you do. Yeah, so there's a couple of fun facts for you. This is up Peter Creek. If you guys want to see it sometime, call me. We'll take the pontoon boat out or take the Sea-Doo out, and we can find you a lake lot of your own. Thanks.